No D-Day, no victory parades, no liberation, just a world remade in the image of tyranny. The year is 1945. In our history, Allied forces were closing in on Berlin from the east and west. Hitler was trapped, Mussolini was dead, Imperial Japan was crumbling. But in this version of events, the tide never turns. The Allies lose the war. How? It could start with one key failure: D-Day. The Normandy landings are crushed. Thousands of Allied soldiers die on the beaches. Without that Western Front, the Soviets bleed out against a relentless Wehrmacht. Stalin sues for peace, forced to give up vast swaths of Eastern Europe. Germany stands triumphant across the continent. Or maybe the Battle of the Atlantic tips the other way. U-boats starve Britain into submission, cutting off food and supplies. The island fortress falls. Churchill is removed. Britain signs an armistice, leaving the United States isolated and outmaneuvered. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, Japan solidifies its empire. Without a European front draining resources, America can't fully focus its strength. Midway is lost. The Philippines become a permanent Japanese colony. The Pacific becomes an Axis lake. And just like that, the unthinkable becomes reality. The Axis powers divide the world. Nazi Germany doesn't just control Europe, it reshapes it. Occupied nations are stripped of identity. France is a puppet state. Poland ceases to exist. Slavic populations are enslaved or exterminated. The Holocaust, no longer hidden, expands. Romani, Jews, political dissidents, disabled people, anyone deemed undesirable, vanishes into camps across the continent. Millions more die, with no one left to stop it. The Soviet Union, broken into pieces, some territories annexed, others ruled by German governors. The dream of communism snuffed out by an iron cross. Japan dominates Asia with equal brutality. China is carved into territories, its population subjected to forced labor and experimentation. Korea remains a colony. Southeast Asia becomes a chain of Japanese military outposts. Australia is cut off, fighting for survival. And the United States, it has a choice: fight a hopeless war alone, or negotiate a truce. Over time, even America may be forced into an uneasy peace, surrounded by Axis empires on every ocean. But what about the world that follows? There is no United Nations, no NATO, no Marshall Plan. Technology still advances, but it's driven by militarism and control, not freedom. The atomic bomb. If the US doesn't build it first, Germany or Japan eventually will, cementing their dominance through nuclear terror. Culture warps. Books are burned. Languages erased. Propaganda fills every screen and speak. Children grow up saluting swastikas or bowing to the emperor, taught that the Axis victory was inevitable and righteous. The 20th century becomes an era of endless empire, not democracy. There is no civil rights movement, no decolonization, no global internet linking free people. Science and art are shackled to ideology. Fear governs everything. And resistance, it never truly dies. Underground networks fight in secret, but the Axis world is a surveillance state before the word even exists. Every uprising is crushed, every hope extinguished. The Cold War we knew is replaced by a global freeze of oppression. No free West, no counterbalance, just two colossal empires, Germany in the west, Japan in the east, meeting somewhere in the middle, slicing the world in half, like a map carved by conqueror. If the Allies had lost World War II, the story of humanity would be written in a different language, one of domination, fear, and silence. Because when freedom falls, it doesn't just change nations, it changes what it means to be human.